What's up guys, I'm Chase Brogan, and today in this video we're going to be diving in and checking out the brand new Neo Zero One 1TB plug-and-play retro game console. Now this plug-and-play console comes with a mind-blowing 60,000 games. That's right, I said 60,000 games. And for the very first time it includes the entire North American PlayStation 1 library. Nothing cut, no removed music, everything on here just as you remember it. And not only that, this model runs 30% faster than any of the previous Neo Zero One consoles. That means smoother gameplay, quicker loading, and an overall way better experience from top to bottom. They've also packed in more PSP as well as more Dreamcast titles in here than ever before, which makes this version easily the biggest and best Neo Zero One yet. And there's even an all-new ports section with absolute classics like, well, you're gonna have to stick around to find out for yourself, but this thing is absolutely stacked. So let's dive in, let's see what this has to offer. But before we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button to make sure that you don't miss out on any future retro gaming videos right here on the Chase Brogan YouTube channel. Thank you guys for the support. Let's dive into the Neo Zero One 1TB plug-and-play game console. All right guys, so this is everything that's included inside here. First off, the Neo Zero One console itself. So what we'll do is we'll grab our power supply cable. We'll go ahead and plug that into the backside right there. This is going to go into a power outlet to power the entire console. We've got our HDMI cable located right here. We'll go ahead and plug that into the backside. So HDMI port right there. Other end is going to go into your TV or monitor. And now this is our drive. This is our 1TB drive right here. It's an external connection. So you're going to notice that we have one connection that plugs in right here. Other end of this is going to plug directly into the USB-A port on the side of our Neo Zero One. Now go into the blue one, which is the USB 3, located right there. Now in terms of controllers, we have these two controllers that are included here. These look very lightweight. Very nice, very responsive. They're sculpted nicely to fit right inside your hand. These are actually upgraded from the previous controllers that were provided with previous Neo Zero One models. So the way that you're going to use these is there's USB-A dongles inside here. So we're going to go ahead and remove that. We do need to put some AAA batteries inside here in order to power this up, but I'm going to use the white one today. And what we do with the dongle is we plug that into the other USB-A port on here, right next to our external drive connection. That's literally all we have to do. We'll go ahead and power this up and we'll see what's waiting for us on our Neo Zero One 1TB. All right guys, so here we are loaded up into the 1TB Neo Zero One. And we're currently hovering over PlayStation, which I think we're gonna dive into first because we've got 1,347 games total for PlayStation 1. There's no missing audio on here. You're going to have all your soundtracks for all these games, and that is the complete North American library for PlayStation. So we're going to go ahead and jump into PlayStation. I love right out of the gate here the fact that we have video previews on the right-hand side. I love the way that that looks. You can see how we get a screenshot of the game, we get the actual cover art there, and then it morphs right into the video. We even get the logo there. We also have the text list on the left so we can navigate through our list. It's in alphabetical order for easy access to what you're looking for. And then that right column over there, we also get a image of the actual game in the case, which is really cool. And we get all the information for that title as well. The release date, developer, publisher, genre, when it was played, how many times you played it, all that pertinent information. So we're going to comb through here, just kind of see how everything looks, and I like the fact that it tells you the region as well, which all of this is going to be North American, but that's why you see USA there. And these, just to be clear, they're not duplicates. You can see next to USA it says disc 1 and disc 2, so that's a dual disc game right there. So we will jump into some of these titles just to demo everything out at the tail end of this video, but let's go ahead and back out of this collection. Let's keep it moving. We've got PSP over here next. PSP, 481 games. Now PSP, sometimes you get PSP Minis games. Let's jump in here and see what we have. So it looks like we have full-on PSP titles like 50 Cent Bulletproof. G-Unit Edition is a really cool PSP game, and it's a full-on PSP game. It's not just a PSP Minis game. So it looks like we've got 4x4 Jam is actually a pretty cool title. Haven't seen that in a while. We've got Afterburner in here. We've got Alien Syndrome here. We've got some Angry Birds, which my kids always enjoy playing Angry Birds. Ape Escape. Army of Two. Always enjoyed these games. I played that quite a bit for PS2. Assassin's Creed. We got some Asphalt. Urban GT2, Astro Boy, This is a deep collection here. Blitz Overtime. I've played Blitz, but not for, I think I played like the PS2 version. I have to check that one out. Got Break Quest here. So we do have some PSP Minis games in here, it looks like. There we go. Brothers in Arms D-Day is a great game. Very similar to like Medal of Honor. We've got Burnout in here. We got some Call of Duty, some Capcom. Crash Tag Team Racing. Crazy Taxi. Dante's Inferno. Dead or Alive. Dead to Rights. Def Jam. Fight for New York, The Takeover. Great game. If you like wrestling or boxing games, or like Mortal Kombat, that'll definitely be a blast for you. Some more PSP Minis games in here. I mean, all of this, and we're only down to the E-titles. I mean, this is an absolutely stacked collection. Got Final Fantasy in here. See some G.I. Joe. Grand Theft Auto. Wow, somebody went all out putting this together. I mean, there's titles I didn't even know existed. Hellboy, The Science of Evil. I had no idea that even existed for PSP. Iron Man 2. Jackass the Game. There you go. Some Lego titles. The Lego games are great. We've got some Lord of the Rings in here. Manhunt 2. So when PSP came out, oh nice, we got Marvel as well as Medal of Honor games. So when PSP came out, I was into it early on, and then it kind of was that period of time where I wasn't as into gaming. I was just busy with life, I suppose. So I really only have a connection with a certain amount of games on here. There were a lot of PSP titles that were released a little bit later on that I never even knew existed. So going through here and seeing what's on here is really eye-opening. Monster Jam games, these are really cool. Graphics on here are insane as well. MotoGP, some MVP baseball, incredible. NASCAR, NBA, Need for Speed, NFL Blitz, or excuse me, NFL Street, I mean. Lots of good stuff. Outrun, 2006, Coast to Coast. I didn't even know this was out for PSP, but this is such a great game. We got to check out a bunch of these games just to see how they perform on here, because we are going to get 30% better performance thanks to this being on a external hard drive rather than being on an SD card. So lots of great stuff here. Let's get out of this collection, though. I'm really impressed by how in-depth the PSP collection is. So we've got Supervision over here with 46 games. Not a big Supervision fan, but for the retro gaming fan that enjoys this collection, lots to choose from. Now, these are custom collections. We've got 2-player and 4-player options here. So if you're just coming in here with a buddy and you want to see what games you can play together, these custom collections are great. If you're coming in here with 3 buddies, 4-player games, you go in here and you can find games that are meant to be played with 4 different people. So all games master list. We got our favorites here. We have Amstrad CPC, 1,952 games. We've got Amstrad GX 4000 with 26 games. We've got Final Burn Neo with 96 games. Huge Final Burn Neo fan. So let's see what we have inside here. We have a Street Fighter specific collection. If we go in here, all these different Street Fighter games in here for easy access. We'll back out. Lots of great arcade games in here. Bolarama. It's been a while. Bunch of Capcom titles. Capcom Baseball. It's been a while for that one too. Get some Dungeons and Dragons in here. Get some Final Fight, Ghosts and Goblins, Giga Wing. So many amazing classic titles. Marvel vs. Capcom. We got some Mega Man in here, some Marvel games. Lots of great stuff. All right, so we're going to back out of Final Burn Neo. We've got MAME over here with 1,885 total games. So Mortal Kombat's its own collection. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is its own collection here. If we go inside here, you can see we have the 4-player version and I believe the 2-player version for both of these titles. We have Turtles in Time and then just your regular Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh wait, it looks like both are 4-player versions. So just in there for easy access, but man, Turtles in Time, one of my favorite arcade games as well. We have 2-on-2 Open Ice Challenge. Love that everything's in alphabetical order. Looks like this one doesn't have video previews. This is just giving us a still shot. Still very much uniform though for the entire collection. Let's see. All right, we gotta. I'm not gonna go through every single one of these titles, but let's see if it has WWF WrestleFest. I suppose we should go the opposite way. We'll get to W much faster. Actually, let's hit select and see if we can jump to. We can. Awesome. So if you hit select on your gamepad controller, you can go to where it says jump to game beginning with the letter, and we go over to W. In fact, we can probably go to X and then go up from there, and it'll probably work better. So it takes us right to X titles. We got X-Men here, but if we go up, we've got WrestleFest, we've got Superstars, we've got WrestleMania, and we even have Wrestle War, which is a great game as well. So looks like they've got all of my favorites on here. What else should we check out before we go to the next collection? Let's go back into select. Let's make sure that we have the Simpsons game. So we'll go over here, we'll go over to, I guess we can go to T and then work our way up. Whoops, I didn't do it right. Select, T, there we go. So if we go up, we should be able to find Simpsons, relatively easy here, if it's on here. It could be under T though for The Simpsons. I didn't think about that. Saw RoboCop, great game. Yeah, so it doesn't look like we have it in here, but let's go to T. I bet it's under The. The Simpsons right there. There we go. Great game. Love this title. Just want to make sure that it was included, and it is. All right, keep it moving. Atari 2600 with 638 games. We've got Atari 800. 10,178 games for Atari 800. Wow. Atari 5200, 72 games. Atari ST, 4,739 games. We've got Atari 7800, 61 games. And those Atari collections are pretty deep. We've got Lynx with 76 games. We've got Jaguar with 115 games. We've got Wonder Swan in here with, how many Wonder Swan games? I'm not seeing a number on that one. Oh, there it goes. 112 games. Wonder Swan Color, 91 games. Oozebox, 86 games. And we've got Capcom Play System 1, 34 games. Play System 2, 41 games. And 3 is always going to be the smaller one with just 6 games. We have ColecoVision with 135 games. We'll take a peek inside here. So laid out very nicely. I mean, you guys can see how easy it is to locate things inside here. We'll back out. Commodore 64, 5,208 games. We've got Amiga with 1,050 games. So if we go in here, we can see there's actually an unreleased collection inside here too, which is pretty cool. And if we go down here, this is the game I always play, Untouchables Special Edition. You can go in and play the regular version that isn't the special edition. Very cool game, especially if you like those like old school mafia style games. I believe Amiga also has a Godfather game. In fact, we can probably do that jump to thing here. And let's see if it's included in here. So we go over to, it might be under T again, like The Godfather, but just like with The Simpsons, let's see. So we're going to go over to, there it is, Godfather. There's the game I was talking about. So again, it's got everything in here, which is really cool. We've got Amiga CD32 with 82 games. We've got Doom on here, 13 games. I'm a huge fan of Doom, so lots of different ways to enjoy this. We have Odyssey 2, 116 games. We have Intellivision, 157 games. And we have MSX, 667 games. MSX2, 80 games. Vectrex over here, 71 games. PC Engine, 290 games. We have SuperGrafx, 5 games. TurboGrafx, 1694 games. TurboGrafx CD, 35 games. Game & Watch, 35 games. Family Computer, 59 games. We have NES, 861 games. NES Hacks, 2,371 games. Family Disk System, 216 games. Game Boy, 439 games. Game Boy Hacks, 87 games. And there's more. We've got 397 games over here. The regular Super Nintendo, so this is going to give you your Japanese releases. This is going to give you your North American releases. So inside this collection, we have 687 games. We have Super Nintendo hacks with 2,687 games. Wow. Virtual Boy, 13 games. N64's on here too, nice. 266 games, N64, super popular, let's dive in. Now once inside N64, we have our Japanese titles, we have our translations up at the top for easy access. We also have our text list over here on the left. Scroll down, find the games you're looking for. Let's go up the opposite way though. I want to go from the bottom of the list up. We've got WWF No Mercy. All right, sweet. We've got all our wrestling games. WrestleMania 2000. We've got Warzone. We've got Attitude. We've got No Mercy, probably one of the best ones. Let's see what we have for WCW. We've got them all. Nice. Backstage Assault, which I don't recommend. Mayhem, which I do recommend. Nitro, never was a big fan of that one. But we've got WCW versus NWO World Tour. And then we have the best game, WCW NWO Revenge right here. So we'll check out what the experience is like on here. But for now, let's keep it moving. We're going to back out of this collection. We have Game Boy Color with 516 games. Game Boy Color Hacks with 28 games. Game Boy Advance with 1,002 games. Game Boy Advance Hacks with 28 games. Nintendo DS, 199 games. We have 3DO with 70 games. Let's take a look inside here. Alone in the Dark. Great early games inside here. So many classics. And of course, Doom. Gotta have Doom. Gotta have Dragon's Lair too. So we'll back out. We have Ports now. I want to dive into Ports, but let's get through the other collections because Ports has some amazing stuff here that I think is going to knock a lot of people's socks off. We've got Open Board first. I always recommend checking out Open Board. There's so many custom-made games in here, 78 in total. Let's take a quick peek. So we've got Alien vs. Predator, Aftermath. These are like side-to-side beat-em-up style games. We have Battletoads in here, which is definitely a different look than the Battletoads most of us are used to. Same thing with Contra. We've got Contra Locked and Loaded. We have Doom Ultra Violence in here. Double Dragon 3. We've got a bunch of these different Double Dragons now. Unleashed is probably one of my favorites. Final Fight. Lots of great things in here. Kill Bill Volume 1 is a great game. Really enjoy playing that one. Metal Gear Origin here. We also have, let's see if it's on here before I mention it. The Splatterhouse ones are great. There we go. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's some great options right here, like the Manhattan Project is really cool. We have 8-Bit over here as well. There's a bunch of these. Vampire Hunters, also a great game. One of the best, in my opinion, for Open Board. So we'll back out. We have Atomic Wave down here, SG-1000. Right below that, Atomic Wave has 7 games. SG-1000 from Sega, 68 games. We have Master System with 490 games. We have Mega Drive with 2,141 games. We've got Genesis with 890 games. We've got the Genesis ROM hacks with 138 games. We've got Game Gear here with 263 games. We have Game Gear hacks as well with 54 games. Mega Drive hacks, 1,975 games. We have Genesis 32X, 44 games. Sega CD, 110 games. We've got Sega Saturn even. Wow, 253 Saturn games. That's pretty cool. I love 3D Baseball. We've got WWF In Your House. Warcraft 2, the Dark Saga. Virtual Casino, Virtual Racing, Virtua Fighter, Virtua Cop 1 and 2. Got Tomb Raider in here. Tempest 2000. Looks like all of our classic games for Sega Saturn. Space Jam. Now this is a pretty fun game right here. Sweet. All right, we're going to back out. We've got Dreamcast. Now I know that they've added a lot of Dreamcast games here. Dreamcast happens to be one of my favorite retro collections, so 325 games inside here. Let's see what we've got. So we got 18-wheeler American Pro Trucker, which is a cool game. Kind of a casual play, very similar to that of like a, I suppose, Crazy Taxi in a lot of ways. Aqua GT, which is like a Hydro Thunder. Maybe we'll check that out. because we are going to be demoing some of these titles from some of the collections at the tail end of this once we get through everything. Chicken Run, a fun movie back in the day. Confidential Mission, Crazy Taxi 1 and 2, Dead or Alive, Dave Mirra, Daytona USA. Lots of great titles. Now, let me go down and let's see, what do we have for wrestling? Because I love Royal Rumble. I hope that's on here. Let's go to, we'll start with Y and work our way up. There it is, WWF Royal Rumble. Love this game. Now, what else can we look up? Tony Hawk Pro Skater, I guess. Go back over here. And we have that. We have Test Drive, which is fun. Tokyo Extreme Racer 1 and 2. There we go. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. My favorite Tony Hawk game ever. Even to this day, they've got some great modern releases, but this game right here, still my all-time favorite. All right, well, back out of Dreamcast, we have Sega Naomi. 6 games in here. Let's see what we have. Confidential Mission. We got some Capcom versus SNK, Giga Wing 2, Guilty Gear, Marvel vs. Capcom, and Street Fighter. We have Sharp 68,800 games. Sinclair ZX81, 1,421 games. ZX Spectrum over here with how many titles? 5,248 games. Wow. SNK Neo Geo CD, 36 games. So is this where we're going to find our Metal Slug? Because we saw Metal Slug there. Sweet. We have 2 of the Metal Slug games inside here. And we'll find more over here in the Neo Geo system. I was quietly wondering if Neo Geo was going to be on here, and I'm glad that it is, because Neo Geo has so many amazing games. I'm sure we can find, oh, sweet. They made shortcuts to my favorite titles in here. Your Fatal Fury, your Art of Fighting, your Metal Slug, 9 Metal Slug games, the King of Fighter as well, and Samurai Shadow. So let's see. Do we have all of the Metal Slugs? We do. We even have the bootleg versions. Sweet. Love it. Easy access. Neo Geo Pocket, 9 games. Neo Geo Pocket Color, 85 games. And we are back to where we started. But we got to go back up to ports. We saved the best for last, or what I think is going to be the best for last. I believe this is going to give us the highest capabilities here. So inside ports, we have a lot of really cool titles. Now, take a look at this. We have Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers Remastered, which I'm a big fan of this game. Chip 'n Dale, man, that was a big part of my childhood. But we have Diablo here. We have Diablo Hellfire here. We have Doom. Not just Doom, but Doom 2 and 3. We have Duke Nukem 1 and 2. We have Fallout. Looks like Fallout and Fallout 2. We have Grand Theft Auto 3. We have Grand Theft Auto Vice City. We have Half-Life. Heart of Darkness. So many amazing games inside here. This definitely is the most robust ports section that I've ever seen on a plug and play. And then, of course, we've got some classics over here, too. We have Sonic Mania Plus. We have Sonic CD. We have Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2. We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge over here. Incredible. So we're definitely going to be spending some time in the ports because this is definitely probably the highest performance stuff that is on this entire setup. So let's dive into some demos today. Let's see what this has to offer. We're going to be diving into a wide range of different games here. And again, we are using these brand new controllers that have just been added to the mix here with the Neo Zero 1. These are sculpted beautifully, very comfortable. My fingers automatically go up here to the shoulder and trigger buttons effectively. Buttons seem to be very responsive. We haven't jumped in game yet, so I'm going to be looking to see how they perform there, but D-pad is reliable. Analog sticks seem to be precise. We'll jump into some racing games here, and we'll really test those out a bit more, but let's dive into some games and see what this has to offer.
Round 2. Fight!
Recover from that move. Roundhouse kick. Goodness. Hook handle suplex. That looked like it really hurt. Oh, he's got good insurance.
Alright guys, so we jumped into the 1TB Neo 01 plug-and-play game console. Today we toured through everything that this has to offer. Now, before we dive into what the experience was like and what I liked and didn't like here, I want to make mention of the fact that I have reviewed the other versions of this as well. I reviewed a 128GB version as well as the 512GB version. The 128 is the cheapest option. The 512 was the most balanced and robust option until the 1TB just came out. This is almost double that capacity, so you get a lot more games on here and a lot more bang for your buck. We've got, first off, the ports section that is absolutely loaded. We have Grand Theft Auto 3, we have Grand Theft Auto Vice City, we have Sonic Mania, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, and so many other amazing games on there, like Diablo, for example. So really cool to have everything offered there, but also the performance of all of those ports is phenomenal. I was really impressed by that. We also have more PSP titles than ever before, more Dreamcast titles, more N64 titles, and we have literally every North American released PS1 game right here at our fingertips as well with full audio. Nothing has been scaled back or downsized to fit into a certain capacity. It's exactly how those games were meant to be played. So if you're a PS1 fan, you literally have every game right here in the Neo 01 1TB option. So bang for your buck is serious here. We have a lot of options here, and the performance is quite good. Now, there's so many PSP games. I'm learning of new games that I never even knew existed for PSP because of this console. So diving in and playing those games was a blast. There are a few PSP titles that don't run 100% how they're supposed to. I did see a few titles that are a little bit laggy, so I do want to make mention of that. In terms of Dreamcast, though, great performance. N64 was very good as well. So you get a little bit of everything here. You have your classic Atari, your Amiga, your classic arcade, all the way up through Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, Naomi, N64, PS1, and PSP. And then with those added ports, you get even a little bit more advanced titles there that perform quite well. So Really nicely put together. It's easy to navigate. You saw the shortcut option that I was doing with the select button to kind of pinpoint letters to just find titles easier throughout the different collections. So I think that this is nicely put together. There's no duplicates on here. It's streamlined. There's no malware or anything like that. So it's not one of those Chinese game boxes that we see all over the place these days. I've reviewed them in the past, but this one right here is just a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more tailored, and just well polished in all honesty. So to get some additional information on this option or the other options of the Neo Zero One, click the link in the description of this video. I'll provide links to the videos I've done in the past on those other versions as well. Hit me up in the comments though. Let me know what you guys think of what you saw here today in this video. Is this something that you would be interested in? What games are you most excited about playing? What collections are the coolest to you? Hit me up in the comments. Let me know. That's going to do it for today though, guys. Thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. Be sure to hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.